A heartfelt welcome in our virtual room to Hilary Oliver and Coleman Elridge. It is a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, and I'm really glad to be here and looking forward to Munich at the end of the month.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to being in Munich as well, and great to be with you today.
Thank you. For all of you who do not know Hilary and Coleman yet, Hilary is the 2017 ICF Chair of the Global Board of Directors, and Coleman is the Global Vice President of Membership and Development for the International Coach Federation. Hilary and Coleman will join us in Munich on the 24th and 25th of November. At the Coaching Day, Hilary will review where the ICF has come from in the last 22 years, where it is now, and what the strategic priorities are. Coleman will share insights of the global consumer awareness study the ICF has conducted in partnership with PricewaterhouseCoopers. Today, we would like to provide you with a sneak peek. Hilary, what are the key strategic objectives of ICF Global?
Well, every 3 years we come up with about 5 or 6 key areas, and then each year we pick a number of those to be priorities. And this year we pick 3 to be priorities. The first is that ICF members represent excellence in professional coaching. And the piece that we really want to focus on this year and have been doing is looking at the credentialing system, from renewals to actually applying for credentials, looking at and researching new technologies that we might use in the future, how we can make them even more robust and more consistent, so that we can really be seen as being the credentialing system for coaches to use. And we've been using experts in really trying to look at the future with that. So that's one key area that we're working on. The other was a really fun one as well, but it was about being the most relevant professional coaching organization. And this year we had our first international coaching conference, the Converge 17, which is the first for 5 years, which we did in a really different way with neighborhoods and different types of speakers, where it wasn't just about looking at workshops. And I think that's going to really play into how Munich is going to be in at the end of this month. And the third one that we introduced was to really make sure and further enhance our ability to expand our scope and influence as an organization. And by doing that, we're looking at really promoting the Thought Leadership Institute, which makes us stand out as a profession. It also is about enhancing our ICF Foundation charitable activities. We're looking very much at credentialing and program accreditation, as I said earlier, to make sure that they're robust and really are the best in class. But we're also really having to focus and wanting to focus on coaching in organizations, where organizations are really looking at building coaching cultures.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Hilary. Could you please elaborate on coaching in organizations?
Yeah, I'd love to, because this is where some of our studies and our research has really shown that coaching in organizations and coaching cultures in organizations is the big area to look at. We also noticed that many leaders and managers in organizations now are beginning to really focus on developing their coaching skills within those organizations as a way of making sure that they're the best use of making sure people are productive, making sure people are well looked after. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we're looking at is to say, well, some of those leaders and coaches and managers do not want to become full-time coaches, but they are interested in coaching. And how can we allow them to be part of the ICF in the future and make sure that they are able to access some of the information that we have through things like thought leadership. So it's a really important place for us to be in the coming future of ICF.
Thank you, Hilary. Coleman, you were heavily involved in the consumer awareness study. What are its key findings?
Well, there are a couple of key findings. This was our largest global consumer awareness study to date, with 30 countries representing more than 27,000 respondents in 17 different languages, including German. And what I would say is that two of the biggest takeaways are in awareness and in professionalism, and I'll briefly describe both. In awareness, we saw in the respondents a 66% awareness of coaching, and so we have seen through the various studies an increasing awareness of coaching. That awareness was higher among millennials. So we see an increased awareness of coaching in terms of the millennial generation is concerned. And I think so that awareness continues to grow and to thrive as the coaching community continues to grow and thrive. The other is professionalism. And what we saw from all consumers across every demographic is that they really value those who have a coaching relationship truly do value their coaches having credentials or some type of certification. And in fact, of those, 83% of the respondents said that it was either important or very important that their coach had some kind of certification or credential. And so those are really two of the key takeaways. It's increasing awareness and increasing focus on professionalism that the consumer really does value.
Thanks, Coleman. How do those findings inform ICF's global strategy, and how might they impact coaches?
Sure. Well, I would go back to a couple of the points that Hilary made earlier. Excellence in coaching, we see that borne out through the focus on the credential. Again, when the consumer tells you that it really does matter that that coaches have that professional credential or certification, it really does give credence to that particular strategic goal that the ICF board has focused in on. Also, the relevancy of coaching. What the Global Consumer Awareness Studies shows us is that coaching is relevant. It continues to grow in awareness and in the functionality into people's lives, into the consumer's lives. And so as we continue to grow, as more coaches join the organization, become credentialed, start their own businesses, it really does give an insight into how best to strategically grow your business, how strategically to engage in coaching, and truly how coaching is a global profession. All of that, I think, is informed by the Global Consumer Awareness Study.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Hilary, what would you like to add?
Well, one of the things that I was really happy to do this year was announce 2 new awards. One called Circle of Distinction, which is for senior coaches, but the other was for millennials, for people under 40 who are contributing to coaching. Because as our global awareness study really tells us, millennials are the ones that are coming through, both wanting to be coached, but also will make great coaches. And we wanted to recognize those. So there's one impact of that study. It says, let's create an award that is specifically for those people under 40, now known as millennials. So that's a real example of how they're impacting, the work we do impacts coaches.
Thank you so much, Hilary and Coleman. We don't want to share more because you will be in Munich at the Coachingtag, and we look very much forward to having you there as well. So for all of you who have not registered yet and who have been intrigued by what's on our agenda, by all the opportunities that are out there for coaching as a profession, for us as coaches, sign up. It's not too late. Go to coachingtag.com to enroll and to view the full program. See you in Munich.